Okay, the second thing that we highly recommend to clients is that you list your site in directories. Now, the reason we recommend this is because directories have a twofold impact on your search engine optimization and your ROI. So one is directories are typically seen as important, and you have to find quality directories, and I'll show you how you can do that. So as an example, if you were looking for a e-commerce directory. These are directories that list out e-commerce. What you want to look for is a high page rank, and so in this case this site has a page rank of 5. Google uses the terminology page rank to specify on a scale of 0 to 10 the importance of a page. And there are detailed descriptions of what PageRank means and how it's used. The brief summary, though, is it's a ranking by the search engines, and this is really subjective. It's up to the search engines, and they do not publish the exact details of how the PageRank equation works, but essentially it's a ranking of the importance of a page. And so if you're getting listed in a directory that has a high page rank, and you can see the page rank is 2 for this one, so that's a little bit lower. This one's 3, it's a little bit better, and this one's a 5, which is pretty good. So if you were to list in this directory with a page rank of 5, you're going to get a higher ranking because the links are going to be more powerful. They're going to be from a more credible site. And certainly this isn't the only strategy at all. This is just a low-hanging fruit that we recommend to clients. And typically what we find happens is whenever clients list in very credible directories, they'll get an immediate boost in search traffic as well as traffic on the directory itself. So those directories typically get a lot of traffic, and if you post featured ads, you will generate additional traffic from those directories. So it kind of has a twofold increase for you. One, you get page rank and you get links coming from a directory, and then 2, you get immediate traffic from the directory itself. Now again, there are probably hundreds of things you can do to generate off-page traffic, including social media, which is critical, and posting things like video and posting articles to local papers and PR and that type of thing. We're just going to wrap up the off-page overview with article publishing. So the kind of simple approach to article publishing is to focus on, again, your master keyword list and really take a kind of approach of, I want to share with the world something valuable. So you want to think about something that's extremely valuable in your industry that you're an expert at and that you can share information with other people out there. And then you want to publish that to various article mediums. And there are, at Clarity, we offer the service of essentially publishing this to hundreds and thousands of article directories for you as a part of our search engine optimization service. So we can generate the content and then post it to article directories for you. And what that does is when someone's searching for your particular keyword phrase, they'll find the article on that article directory and then click to your website. And that also looks good for the search engines. So the search engines are going to find that you're writing articles and that those articles are pointing back to your site. So this is all off-page optimization. Now just to wrap up, we're going to talk a little bit about ongoing optimization. And really what I want to say here is, it's not enough to just get traffic to your site. You also need to be able to get that traffic to convert. And that's what ongoing optimization is all about. So we look at heat maps, we look at the traffic sources, where people are coming from and what keyword terms they're typing in. We look at conversions. So how often does someone go from the home page to the contact form or the shopping cart? And then once they are at the shopping cart or the contact form, how often are they checking out or clicking submit to send you their contact info? And what are those percentages looking like over time? What are the highest payoff keywords? What are the highest payoff directories that you're getting traffic from? So these are all things that we're talking with you about and meeting with you about on an ongoing basis. So we can provide what we call a periodic reporting for your site. And in this reporting session, we really talk about three things. One, what are the long-term goals for your website? And we make sure in our review and our meeting that we have a clear understanding and address any adjustments or modifications that we want to have for those goals. So an example would be quadruple traffic to the site within 3 to 6 months. Capture 2 to 5% of that traffic in request form submissions and drive an additional $50,000 to $100,000 a month in sales by 6 months. Now that's a pretty aggressive goal, and that would take a lot of resources to do. But if you think about it, for $50,000 to $100,000 a month in increased revenue, it's probably worth it to invest significant amounts of resources as you go. And as you start to see the results, it's critical to be able to make that investment. As a standard, and this is just a side note, search engine optimization is a long-term approach to improving your site traffic, and it's a really high investment type of an activity. It's not something that you're going to be able to put a couple $100s a month into and expect great results. It typically takes several $1,000s a month for several months at a time before you're really going to see any kind of results that are significant. So it's not just kind of a flash in the pan type of thing. You've got to consistently invest thousands of dollars into SEO to get it to work. Now, that said, you can do on-page optimization and get some pretty quick results. But if you really want to see significant results, you've got to do off-page optimization and continually provide fresh content on your blogs and your website so that you can continue to see ongoing improvement for your search engine optimization. Okay, so with that said, once someone goes to your site, it's not enough for them to just hit the site and bounce off. We've got to convert them. So we really focus on calls to action and working with you to modify and improve your website once we really identify what's working and what isn't working. So that would be things like changing the buttons for your contact form, making your landing pages friendlier, making sure that we understand what kind of visitor is coming to the site and whether or not that's the visitor that you want hitting your website. Are they truly the right type of traffic? And if not, then we need to refocus our efforts on different keyword phrases. And that really leads us to visitor data mining. So Google Analytics is a great tool, and we leverage that heavily with clients. It's a free resource for looking at your analytics. We also recommend several other packages. One of them is called Visistat, and this is a great tool for you to take a look at. It's a paid service. It's through a third-party company, and what they give us is instead of just seeing the global data that Google Analytics gives, Visistat allows you to see visitor traffic down to the visitor themselves, and Google Analytics doesn't give you that access. So this is really key, and I'm just going to pull up their site and we'll log in as Clarity. And here you can just take a look at how this system works. So once your Visistat loads up, you can pull up a particular day, and then in that day you can look at a time in the day and see the visitor paths that people have taken and how they've gotten to the site. So I'm just going to look for here's a visitor who came to the site, and this particular visitor typed in Clarity Ventures Inc. That's not a very interesting example. Let me see if I can find a different one. Okay, so this particular visitor typed in Austin CRM rather, and then they clicked on these particular pages on the site. So you can see they spent 4 minutes on this page. Then they spent 7 minutes on this page. So we're guessing that they probably got a phone call or something like that. Essentially, they went through the site. They went to the contact page several times, but they were not sure from this and never submitted a contact form. So you can see that when someone types in Austin CRM, that you may not capture their information. Well, this tool is great because since this is a business, this particular tool has identified that the company was called Dyna Connections Corp. And they've identified that for us, and now we can actually look them up and possibly contact them. So this was a visitor who didn't fill out our contact form, but because of the tool and the resource that we have available, we're able to drill down and find out the name of that company and then possibly get in touch with the right person there to find out what they might need. And we actually did a phone call with this company and were able to identify a need and provide a proposal for this particular client. And it was all because of the resources that we were using. They did not directly contact us. So you can see that that's a really valuable thing to have access to, both from being able to see what visitors are going to and clicking on, as well as then the very clear result of, they didn't fill out the form, but we were still able to connect with them. Okay, so I'm just going to leave off there to wrap up this presentation. So today we covered why SEO is important. There's a lot of traffic out there that you can capture for your site, and it's qualified visitors, folks who are looking for services or products that you offer, but they're not finding your site because it's not one of the top 3 results possibly. They're possibly not finding your site. Hopefully they are. On-page and off-page optimization, and we just talked about how those are critical to your search engine optimization results. So on-page optimization is the kind of quick and easy thing to do, and then off-page optimization is an ongoing effort that really establishes your site as a credible resource in a particular category for search engine keywords. And then we talked about ongoing and how important it is to report back and look at the return on investment, to really analyze your results and make adjustments as we go. And that means adjustments to your on-page optimization, providing fresh content and new links to pages on your site, and making adjustments to your meta tags, like your title tags, as well as off-page optimization, generating links back to your site, keeping your blog updated, and making sure that you're constantly in the latest and greatest directories, and also posting articles out there for folks to see what you can offer. So with that, thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful.